Well, let's talk tech. As the saying goes, necessity is the mother of invention, and creativity can arise when faced with a problematic situation. So many businesses in Nigeria are in need of affordable legal services, while legal practitioners are looking for more flexible digital solutions to provide these services without physically having to meet their clients. This conundrum gave birth to PocketLawyers. Joining me now to discuss this further is Ngozi Nwabueze, the founder and CEO of PocketLawyers, and she's here in Arise Pockets this morning on GBR. Good morning. Great to have you.
Same here.
Tell me about PocketLawyer. What is it about?
So basically, PocketLawyers, like you said, is a child of necessity, right? Basically, it's a system that enables businesses to be able to have access to lawyers for, the offering of affordable services. That these businesses so desperately need.
Why Pocket? What about Pocket?
Okay, so as the name goes, PocketLawyers, when you hear it,
yes.
I'm sure two things come to your mind. One, pocket, like literally your lawyer is in your pocket. One. Yes. Two, of course, pocket friendly, affordable legal services. Yes. So
okay, that's is that taking legal services to the bottom of the pyramid?
Absolutely.
To the man in the street.
Absolutely. That's the idea. That's the idea.
What's the environment like when you're considering something as innovative as this, using technology to be able to reach folks who need legal services, right from face me, I face you to under the bridge situation? Does it go down as that way? Okay,
not that low. But the thing is, what we currently do is to offer services to businesses.
Okay.
Yes, so we are restricting it to businesses. We decided to carve that niche. Right, because of course we believe that, as we all are aware, SMEs are the backbone of the Nigerian economy and of course across Africa as well. So, the idea is to bolster these businesses to be able to build sustainable, scalable businesses, because we realize that a lot of the businesses that people have are just, more like hobbies, more like hustles, right? With legal backing and all the legal structure that they need, then we can now start to talk about building businesses that are scalable and sustainable and that can form part of your legacy, when you're no longer here.
Interesting, but what's the advantage of providing legal services digitally as against being physically present, which is known for centuries as a way of law?
Okay, so in all my years of practice, I literally never saw somebody who just walked into a law firm. Never, really. You either get a referral from somebody, somebody is asking somebody who is asking somebody who is asking somebody.
And then you get a brief.
Yes, right? So that's usually how it goes, right? But I think we need to now start to break down those barriers, right? And start to give people access, direct access. I don't need to ask A, B, C, sometimes even D, to be able to have access to a lawyer, to be able to, get me the services that I so desperately need. All you just need to do is, we all use our phones these days. The internet penetration and phone penetration is, on the increase. So, it only makes sense to start to now use these systems that are already becoming ingrained to now start to offer services. Of course, not just across legal, but of course across other, sectors. Yeah.
Okay, so does a digital operation legal services, does it mean that you have a very small team, or you could be as big as whatever? Absolutely.
So for the operation side of things, yes. Having a platform or having a system like this helps you contain a lot of things, and it helps you also become more efficient, right? Because there's so many processes that you'll now be able to digitize, right? For example, somebody reaches out to you on WhatsApp, and then you're asking, you're going back and forth. But once you are able to get on this platform, you are able to, the interaction as much as possible is reduced. So the time from when you make that contact to when the service is offered is shortened, right? And all of those things. So I think that this is literally the future.
Okay, so what really is the difference here? Different from, okay, so technically every law firm will have a website, something like that.
Yes.
But what makes this different?
Okay, fantastic question. So what we have currently is a web app.
Okay, a web app.
Yes,
okay.
A web app is an operational system, an operational model. So websites are informational. So you just go on there, you find information about that law firm, about that company, and that's about it. And maybe you have an email and maybe a phone number that probably doesn't work, because a lot of the times they don't even, update, this website. So they build it and that's that, right? You're calling the numbers, is not going through. But what we currently have is a system that not just connects the lawyers to these people, but the interaction and everything also happens on the system. Yeah.
So if I go on You have the app already?
So what we have is a web app. So it's
like
it's a website, but it's a web app.
Okay.
It's a website that functions like an app.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I need to know that website first.
www.PocketLawyers.io.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. .io?
Yes, .io.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So what about the revenue opportunities, considering the gap between businesses searching for legal services and the number of firms available to provide such services?
Yeah, so first and foremost, let's look at the market opportunity. Statistics show that there are almost 40 million registered and unregistered businesses in Nigeria alone, right? That is a huge, huge market. And the question is, how many of these, of course, we don't have a lot of statistics, right, around so many things, but you and I know that not so many of these businesses are accessing legal services or even can afford legal services as it stands today. That is a problem that somebody needs to solve. That is a huge market we're leaving money on the table as a profession. As the legal profession stands, we're leaving a lot of, yes, it might not be a lot of money per business,
yes,
but on the large scale, that's a lot of money.
40 million.
40 million, registered and unregistered. And now, let me even shock you. Statistics further show that just about 3.1 million of these businesses are registered, meaning over 90% of the companies and businesses currently in operations are unregistered. Talk about business, there's a lot of talk about financial inclusion for individuals. Now, imagine the financial inclusion that this can bring for businesses, because if your company is not registered, for example, you cannot have access to any financial services.
Yeah, you can have like
access
credits
to loans,
and all of
credit,
that.
all of those things.
There are tax issues to deal
exactly,
with and all of that.
Exactly.
So quite a whole lot. So that's where you first come. Well, if you're looking at the kind of impact that artificial intelligence will have on digital services in the legal sector, what's your take on that? Okay,
so there's a lot of talk about how artificial intelligence is going to, make lawyers lose their jobs, but I don't think so. Because
you don't look like you're going to lose your job anytime
soon. No,
I'm
not losing my job.
Okay.
Not at all. So I think what artificial intelligence is going to do is going to help facilitate the job of the lawyers. So it's lawyers who are able to embrace it, know how to use it. Because let me tell you, artificial intelligence is artificial intelligence. No matter what kind of platform it is, a human being still needs to give that system a prompt.
You need to enable it.
Yes, you need to enable it. You need to give it a prompt before it can give you back, output, right? So you also need to now be, as a lawyer, know how to give that system that prompt to be able to get the maximum output from it. So I don't think there's going to be
so the AI is a tool.
It's a tool.
You use it. Pick it up and use it.
It's as simple as
that. Thank you, Ngozi Nwabueze.
Thank you so much for having me.
I wish you all the best and the Pocket Lawyers. I'll check my pocket for this conversation. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. We appreciate it.